Hello Redditors, welcome back to Tales Against Humanity. Now, let's get started. In today's episode,
how do I make sure this email is secure? Someone called me in their office because they just took over a new position and they couldn't figure out how to send their email securely. I was confused because we don't have any SFTP servers and just use Gmail. Me, are you referring to encryption? Gmail encrypts all emails by default. Employee, no, they showed me in training, but I can't remember how they did it. They never said anything about encryption. Me, is there an SFTP server that the receiving party gave us access to? Employee, I have no idea what you are talking about. Me, okay, let's go grab the person who trained you and have them show us. We go to the person who was previously in this position and ask them what all this secure email business was about, and they showed us. They typed secure into the subject line. That's it. Apparently, when that person started, they were told by the receiving party that all emails sent to them need to be secured, and their solution was to just type the word secure in all caps in the subject line of the email. What's even worse is that this was enough for the receiving party to believe that the email was indeed secure. When I told them that this didn't actually do anything, they decided it was best to keep doing it because it made the receiving party feel like the emails had an extra layer of security. Whatever floats their boat, I guess. Story 2. Never delete a user's data for them, even if they tell you to. A few months ago, I did a standard replacement for a user. He got a 16-inch to replace his mid-2015 model, as that's what most Mac users are getting in my organization now. I've worked with him before and can have trouble with technology. He's the type who needs some handholding and needs things taken one step at a time. But he also isn't a frequent caller. If he has a new issue, he asks us about it and usually makes note of what the fix is so that he doesn't keep calling us. I was expecting ready for some major hiccup to happen between the transition of laptops, but initially things were smooth. The only mental note I made was that he asked for help deleting some files beforehand so that we didn't waste time transferring to the new one. He told me delete anything in his downloads folder from before a certain date, as he was sure he didn't need them. I double-checked, repeating what he had said verbally to confirm he was sure. So after I finished up with him and brought the laptop back, he reached out to me saying he couldn't find some files on his machine he was certain he had prior to the switch. I remote on, did a search for the folder he was looking for, and looked everywhere it could be without finding it. I couldn't find it on the old one either, even after looking through where he told. I brought him his old laptop back to look through just in case, but he couldn't find them either. I took it back to my office to do more investigating for him. Even though there was no digital backup of these files, I did feel bad that it happened. Our support for data loss etc. is a best effort, so I figured I would at least try and figure out what happened, even if the data wasn't recoverable. He said they were mostly Word files, so I opened Word and looked for some of the file names he was looking for. It couldn't find the file, but I was able to see the file path he was opening from. He was looking for Documents University files, but I noticed that he had a folder in Downloads named Documents for some reason. I'm sure you see where this is going. I did let him know I was pretty sure I knew what happened, but was still looking into if the files were recoverable or not. I kept my boss in the loop the whole time as well, even though I didn't anticipate this user to escalate, not intentionally anyway. After trying out a couple of backup programs for Mac and not having luck, my boss told me what program we used for Windows in the past, and they happened to have a Mac version too. This was the one that actually worked and was able to recover the files since they hadn't been overwritten yet. The recovery method was a bit tedious as it didn't save all the file names like they were, but I walked him through doing a couple to make sure he had it down. He was very appreciative that he didn't have to retype the paper copies of his work, and took my advice to upload the files to OneDrive as well moving forward. Story 3. Secured data deletion. We had a customer come in with an old beige desktop and requested that it be recycled and the data on it destroyed. He said he had tried it himself but still wanted to be sure it was gone for good. A bit of an odd request, but another old box for me to mess around with once we're done, so fine by me. He signs the paperwork and heads off. I take the machine to the bench and hear something rattling around inside. Upon opening the case, I immediately laugh my ass off. His idea of data destruction was to rip the heatsink, CPU, and socket directly off the motherboard and leave it hanging. The power and IDE cables to the drives had been cut with scissors as well. The HDDs were untouched. Story 4. I've accidentally landed in this place. A couple people caught that I used a 0 instead of a capital O while typing my story into Reddit, so I corrected it. Today I had a text conversation with a user while he spent an hour and 40 minutes trying to log into Outlook webmail. User, my password isn't working, can you reset it? Me, I'm logging into your mail with it as we speak. It works fine. I explain, all the way through the password, for instance, lowercase l, lowercase u, digit 8, question mark, uppercase u, digit 9, lowercase o, lowercase v, uppercase x, user, little I, little u, 8, big U, 9, I guess that's a 0, since it's after a 9? Me, no, that's a lowercase o. And the first character's a lowercase l, it goes like that for a long, long time, until I finally reset his password to something very simple, like simple PW. He struggles with that some more, with me offering support and clarifications. He keeps calling himself stupid, I keep telling him, no, I do this all day, he's doing fine. After an hour and 40 minutes of this user, somehow I'm on this Outlook where it says new mail and then it's got a bunch of people. Okay, just a moment, I know I've accidentally landed in this place and I don't know how to get out of it and start over. He sends me a photo of his display, showing he's successfully logged into his email. Me, that looks like you successfully logged in. I'm guessing we'll hear a lot from this new guy.